Hi guys, it's Steve from Vintage Classics, back with another video for you. Today I'm going to show you some 1969, 1970, 71, and 72 Topps baseball, all Hall of Fame cards. They're raw, they're not graded. Like I told you in some of my other videos, most of my collection is, I've got about 150 cards that are graded. The rest are all raw. I actually enjoy the raw cards more. I mean, that's how it was when we grew up collecting them. But I'm going to show you some. Like I said, they're all Hall of Famers. They're in my personal collection. These are cards that I plan on keeping. And then maybe one day I'll show you some vintage 40s and 50s cards I have also. Okay? All right, well, let's get started with the 1969. I'm going to start off with the great Roberto Clemente. It's card number 50. I had to wear my glasses today so I can see the card numbers on the back. The next one in 1969 is Carl Yastrzemski, local legend here in Boston. Great player. Watched him growing up as a kid. And that is card number 130, Mr. Yaz. Triple Crown winner in 1967, the Impossible Dream Team. Unfortunately, we ran into the St. Louis Cardinals. That season ended, but it was a great run. I was too young. I was 4 years old to remember that team, really. I remember Yaz more after 1970. But all right, the next guy up on the list is Bob Gibson. Card number 200. Speaking of the team that beat the Red Sox in the World Series, there's their star pitcher, Bob Gibson, who had a great 1967 World Series. He dueled with Jim Lomborg from the Red Sox. The dentist, Jim Lomborg. All right, next up, the great Tiger player, Al Kaline. Excuse me. Card number 410. Even though I'm not a Tigers fan, I always liked Al Kaline. There we go. All right, now we got a couple Sporting News All-Star cards. Carl Yastrzemski. The back of these made up a puzzle. So you can see there's a piece of a picture of something. The next one is Johnny Bench, great Cincinnati Reds catcher. If not the greatest catcher of all time, he's in the top two, put it that way. All right, next is I have most of this set. I just picked one out to show you, the Deckel, 1969 Deckel cards. It's Roberto Clemente, card number 27. I happen to like him a lot. I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, as you guys all know, but my number 2 team since I was a kid in the National League has always been the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, and also 1969, the last 69 card I'm going to show you today is Jim Palmer from the Baltimore Orioles. There we go. All right, we're going to move on to the 1970 Topps. This is the year. My collection, believe it or not, I have about, I don't know, maybe 100,000 cards. Started with my grandmother. And when I was in 1970, I was 7 years old, bought me a pack of cards, a couple packs of cards. And ever since then, I was hooked. Little did she know that it would lead to all this, but I wouldn't change a thing. I've enjoyed every minute of it. All right, here's a 1970 Reggie Jackson, then of the Oakland A's. Oops, I forgot to tell you the card number. Card number 140 on that one. All right. The next is the great Carl Yastrzemski. Card number 10. Yaz really could play the Green Monster in Fenway. He, probably the best I've ever seen play that wall. Although a lot of people don't realize that after Yastrzemski, when Jim Rice came along, Jim Rice learned to play that wall pretty well. Growing up, I used to love Jim Rice, Fred Lynn, Dwight Evans. That was a great outfield. One of the greatest, I think, of all time in baseball history would be that outfield. All right, next up for 1970 is the great Harmon Killebrew, card number 150 from the Minnesota Twins. I saw him hit a friggin' moonshot at Fenway Park when I was a kid. I mean, that thing was long gone. Hard to find. Next, from the Chicago Cubs, Billy Williams. Oh, let me tell you the card number. Card number 170. Got a little sticker on the back. That's just years ago I was inventorying them by placing the stickers on the back of the top loader, not on the card, but on the top loader itself. I have since done away with that. I don't do it that way anymore. They're all on spreadsheets now. So, also from the Chicago Cubs, let's play to Mr. Baseball there, Ernie Banks. Great Chicago Cub legend. Always had a smile on his face. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the card number. 630 on that one. All right, next up I've got two, again, Sporting News All-Star cards from 1970. You get the great Frank Robinson, card number 463. Won an MVP award in both the American and National League. There's the back. And the next one up will be, again, Johnny Bench from the Cincinnati Reds, card number 464. There's the back of that one. Here we go. All right, from the Pittsburgh Pirates, you get the first baseman / outfielder back in those days, Willie Pop Stargell. A lot of you might remember him from the '79 team. He was the leader of the We Are family. Great ball player. Oh, I forgot the card number again, 470. Gotta get in the habit of doing that there. 1970, Topps, Bob Gibson, St. Louis Cardinals, card 530. Back that one. Next up, a teammate of his on the Cardinals at that time. Card number 220, Steve Carlton. Great left-handed pitcher. Couldn't tell if that was a glare or a crease. It's the glare of the lights in this room. I know it makes it difficult in videos and stuff. I've tried different angles. This has been pretty much the best one. The way my room is set up, behind me over here is all, like you probably can see some of it is bobbleheads and stuff. I have shelves running all on the top. On both sides of me, on the left and right here, are all autographed baseballs going all around the room. To my, on my right hand side, let's put it that way, that's a Hall of Fame wall. They're all Hall of Fame autograph balls. And the rest of them run up here are all different guys like Tim Wakefield from the Red Sox, Oil Can Boyd, Pete Rose, Bill Lee, Nomar Garcia Parra, a number of guys going all the way back there. So, but back to the baseball cards. 1970, we got the greatest third baseman, I think, that ever played in the game, Brooks Robinson from the Baltimore Orioles, card number 230. Made some of the best plays I've ever seen. I mean, I know today's generation would say like Nolan or Arenado and stuff like that, but Matt Chapman. But to me, Brooks Robinson was by far the best. His teammate from the Baltimore Orioles, Jim Palmer, card number 449. All right. Now we're going into 1971. I've just picked out a few of them and then a little bit of a stack of 72s. From the Oakland Athletics, you got card number 20, Reggie Jackson. I love this card. I don't know if it's the color of the uniforms and the pose, everything. It's just one of my favorite cards. There's the back of it. My grandmother, like I told you, bought me 1970, bought my first few packs with it. Sad I remember really getting into the most, because I got those cards from her late in that season. They used to be issued in, as you know, a different series. That was probably, I would imagine that was in the fall or late in the season. So I really started collecting heavily in 1971 as a kid. And that's where these cards came from. But so they have a special meaning to me, the 71 Topps. Very difficult set to get in good shape because they chip so easily. The black border. You know, they show every little thing on there. So, but these cards are in pretty good shape. Yastrzemski's coming up. He's probably the least of the ones I'm going to show you today. But all right, now next is card number 117. The St. Louis Cardinals great catcher, the Hall of Famer Ted Simmons. There's the back. All right, and then from the Minnesota Twins. The great second baseman, later on became a first baseman, Rod Carew. Boy, this guy could hit. Three best hitters I ever saw for hitting for average anyways were Rod Carew, Wade Boggs, and George Brett. And I'd have to say Tony Gwynn. Can't leave out Tony Gwynn. Those are the top four that I've got to watch a lot when it came to getting on bases. I'm not great power hitters. Could be if they wanted to. I would imagine most of them, I've read from what I've read and heard, all those guys had the ability if they wanted to hit the ball out of the ballpark. But they would just get on base, singles and doubles, and get things started. Especially Wade Boggs here in Boston. He used to tattoo that green monster. Fenway hit so many balls off there for doubles and everything. Next up, from the Red Sox, in the last 71 card is Carl Yastrzemski, which is card number 530. Yaz had a little tough because he followed after the great Ted Williams. And that's not an easy thing to do by any means. Although Ted was not a great outfielder, Yaz was a better outfielder. Nobody could hit like Ted Williams, excuse me. So, all right, now we got quite a few 72s I'm going to show you. I have several of this Willie Mays card number 49. They're all in pretty good shape. So any of you guys out there ever want to make a trade or whatever and stuff, I'm open to that too. I mean, like I told you guys before in other videos, just send me a comment or whatever, reach out to me, and maybe we can work out something. If let's say the card number on that one. Card number 49 on that last Mays one. All right, the next one is Willie Mays in action. Another really nice card number 50. 1972, Willie Mays in action. Say hey kid. The back of them had advertisements. You probably can't see it too well on the camera, but like for this one, for example, look for these special cards: 12 league leader cards, 1971 World Series and playoff game cards. You just look for those in a different series, Series 1 and Series 2. Series 1 had the league leaders, Series 2 had the World Series and playoff cards on them. All right, next up from the 72 set is the great Harmon Killebrew from the Minnesota Twins, card 51. Oops, there you go. Trying to get just the right angle to reduce the glare for you, make it a little easier. All right, next up, his rookie card, 1972 Rookie Stars from the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be card number 79. It's the great Carlton Fisk. Also on there is Cecil Cooper, who is very much underrated in my opinion. So you get the Hall of Famer, another great player in Cecil Cooper. And then the third guy, Mike Garman. I mean, he won a few games in the big leagues. But definitely Carlton Fisk is the main one, obviously, the rookie card. But Cecil Cooper was a great ball player. All right, from the Baltimore Orioles, you get the again Jim Palmer, card number 270. There you go. In the back, again, an inventory sticker I have on there. I probably should. It'd be hard though. I have so many that still have those stickers on the top of it. I should eventually maybe start replacing them, but I mean, they're not on the card. It's on the plastic. So, all right. Next up is card number 299. The great Hammer and Hank Aaron from the Atlanta Braves, who I recognize as the all-time home run leader. I know who Barry Bonds is, but this guy, they did it the right way. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that these guys that Bonds and Clemens and Rafael Palmeiro, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa. I'm not saying that those guys weren't great ball players, because they were, but I have a problem with the whole steroid issue. I don't know how many of you out there have the same opinion and stuff. I don't know honestly how I really feel about them being Hall of Famers. I know eventually they will get in. Bonds and Clemens will probably be the first two to get in there. But there's players in there that like Bagwell and some of them that are from that same generation. I'm not saying that Jeff Bagwell did that, but I just have an issue with it. Having grown up in the 70s, guys from that era and before that, to me, those were ball players. Not that today's guys aren't great ball players, but they're the better athletes today. They have better equipment, better nutrition. They travel better, they eat better. They're bigger, faster, stronger for the most part. So, but these guys, they play because they love the game, and I think that's missing in sports today. There's no loyalty anymore. There's no loyalty from the team to the players, nor from the player to the team. When I was a kid, you knew growing up that certain players were going to spend, if not the whole career, the majority of their career on the team that you rooted for. Although being a Boston Red Sox fan, we did lose Freddie Lynn and Carlton Fisk, Rooster, Rick Burleson and stuff, but for the most part, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski, those guys all stayed in Boston. Rico Petrocelli. So, and all your teams, I'm sure, whatever team you root for, if you look back, there's guys that spent their career there. I mean, George Brett with the Royals, Robin Yount with the Brewers, players like that you identify with a certain organization. All right, as I've been rambling too much here, let me get back to the cards themselves. Card number 300, which is Hank Aaron in action. Shows him rounding the bases after one of his many home runs. All right, and the next is I love this guy. I'm in the process right now of trying to collect his cards. The great Roberto Clemente. I don't have his rookie card. I have his second-year card. I missed a bunch of them, but I do have a good portion of them. But I still have a ways to go. My objective is to get them all. Card number 309, Roberto Clemente. Show you the back. Then you have Clemente in action, card number 310. There's the back of it. All right, from Cincinnati Reds, you get the great catcher, Johnny Bench, Hall of Famer also. Like I said, these guys, everyone I showed you today is a Hall of Famer, so. It's card 433, I believe. Yeah. Another nice card. And then you got Johnny Bench in action. Card number 434. Get ready to catch a pop-up by the looks of the picture. Now this back, as you can see, you may have noticed, is a little bit different than the other in-action ones. Some of the in-action ones had those advertisements I was telling you about, but this particular one has the Oakland Tribune. It's almost like a newspaper article. Epstein homers in 4 consecutive at-bats. It's just a little, almost like a newspaper article of it. Same thing with the next one, Reggie Jackson in action. Card 436. He's got Aaron Smash's 600th career home run on the back. Right here. And the last card I have for you today is 1972 is Carl Yastrzemski, card number 37. You know I had to end with one of my Red Sox. And there's the back. All right. That's about all the cards I have to show you today. Rough night last night for my Celtics. Not looking very good. We're down 3-0 to the Miami Heat. It's bad enough that the Bruins got knocked out, but it looks like my Celtics might be on the verge of the same thing. It's not impossible to win 4 in a row, but if I was a bet man, I would put money on it. So it's been a little bit of a rough time there. My Red Sox are hanging in there. I don't expect them to go. If they finish third in the division, I'd be happy. We got some kids coming up through the pipeline. I think that are going to help out eventually. But they're playing well right now. They're a fun team to watch on TV. Again, if you guys have any comments, go ahead and post those. I read them all the time. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you're interested in any trades of stuff, or reach out to me. Or if you got stories of your own, I watch a lot of videos on there. I enjoy, like I said, John Mangini's one of the ones I watch a lot. Do I always agree with his opinions on stuff? No, but I mean he's very knowledgeable, and he seems like he's very professional in how he presents his topics and stuff. But he's enjoyable to watch. Marshall Fogel. If you guys haven't watched Marshall Fogel's videos, you got to check these out. It's got probably the nicest collection I've ever seen. There's about 4 or 5 videos out right now. He's being interviewed by another individual, and it's very, very interesting. And you pick up a lot of tidbits of knowledge and stuff. He got into the hobby late, but he's a vast knowledge of it. He studies stuff before he purchases it, learns the market, the trends and stuff like that. But he's a collector. He's not in it for money, which makes me happy, because that's how I look at the hobby. I'm in it for the collection. I'll never sell my stuff. But if you, by all means, check him out, Marshall Fogel. You won't be disappointed. He lives in Denver. I believe he's a retired lawyer. He's got a heck of a collection, not only of cards but sports memorabilia. And we're talking, the high-end cards, the Babe Ruths, the Lou Gehrig's, Ty Cobb's, that level. So by all means, check that out. I don't have anything else for you today, but I always like to end by saying, keep on collecting. And until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good week. Today's Monday. I usually do my videos on Monday. If you haven't noticed, I put them out. The wife's at work. I drop the dog off. He goes to dog daycare. So it's just me here. The kids are all, our kids are all old and grown up and moved away. So this is my perfect time to make the video. So have a good rest of your week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.